Welcome.
Horse just took me out.
The what? The what you say?
Horse that came in. I said, "Is that a horse, baby?" Okay, amen.
You like your microphone? Anyway,
I did. Okay.
oh my God. Welcome back, guys, to Commission Reviews. We review panels in the building. We have a new series we're going to talk about. We have now traveled back to Texas. We are now in the great state of Houston. I'm not sure if Dina, aka Christina, has not the petty mic. I don't know if Dina is going to be able to do the recap or not. I was just going to really kind of just going to jump in because this is a new show. Shout out to everybody who's watching on Instagram as well. This is a new show that we're talking about. So I'm really going to share the screen and I'm going to hold on. Here we go. Make sure I find the right tab. I'm going to introduce the cast first and then we'll just go from there because they got a whole big old family situation going on. And I know that we don't never remember names like for the first month. So I was like, let's go ahead and learn these ladies. We got Jermisha, of course, another Misha. Oh, let me take this out of here. I'm sorry. Hang on. Another Misha on the screen. Let's see. She is Nicole's right hand, co-founder, broker. Jermisha balances the weight of the family business and the complexities of her personal life. A workaholic, a wife, a mother of three. She is the definition of somebody who is spreading herself too thin. However, despite not having enough hours in the day, even some postpartum depression, she's still determined to make it all work, proving that she can judge boardrooms and bedtimes and have leftover time for her husband, Justin. And we got Miss Nicole, the face of the Brady Real Estate Group. Nicole embodies the entrepreneurial spirit to pass down from her grandmother, Oscar Reen. I got the right Oscar Reen. Her leadership and the knack for sealing deals and has solidified the firm's success. Yet beneath the shine, Nicole's got her own share of shadows as she deals with her husband, Larry, who seems to care more about working than building a happy home. He works like 12-hour shifts while also trying to make peace with Lakeisha, her father's child with another woman. And we also, this is final, we have Jaquita Martin, the younger sister of Jamisha. Jaquita is trained as a pharmacist, but now works for the Braden Real Estate Group with her husband, Chris. She is on the way of because she changed careers, financial pants in the relationship. To make matters worse, Chris often feels left out of the Braden clan, clashed with the rest of the family. Jaquita struggled with juggling it all, making her story one finding a balance between love and ambition. Also, I do have the family tree up here as well. That was also a big part of the story that we'll make reference to at some point in time. But like I said, we ought to do a recap. We'll do that next time around. So first of all, I want to ask, ladies, each one of you guys, starting with Dina, watching the first episode. What are your thoughts?
I thought it was a good episode. You got a lot of history, like right off the bat, like who's the auntie, who's the uncles, who kids belong to who, kind of deal. How long they've been owning certain properties, how long they've been in the real estate business, how it started off with just them two. Now they have almost 100 agents. So I thought the way they weaved in the history was really good. And but right off the bat too, you could see, as with any family, they have some dysfunctional things going on. Like you got the husband that's always working because he's not tied into the main real estate group. Then you got the husband that works with the real estate group, and I don't know what's her name, Nicole, she kind of bossy, like real bossy. And but ain't nothing wrong with that, because
Right.
she about them coins, and y'all know I love to be about the coins. So you can see the different dynamics and everything, and just the family structure. But the main thing that I love when they were describing it, it was like working with family. You can cuss them out, slap them, blah blah blah, whatever, and then y'all be right back family. After that, you slap somebody in another environment, you get fired in a lawsuit.
Right. Period. I'm telling you, Miss Ebony, what are your thoughts about the show, Mama?
I liked it. It's the fact that the only person name I remember is Larry, because that's my daddy's name. I want to say I'm on Chris' side.
Okay.
I feel like I'm gonna be champion
Okay.
the men a lot,
Mhm.
and I'm mad that they like, and he not spending no time because he working 12 hours a day. Do y'all know some women can't get that nigga to work 20 minutes, and we upset because he
Right.
working 12 hours a day?
Exactly. What Bobby Womack said. If you think you're lonely now,
Oh
Listen,
wow. Now wait till tonight.
right. He said, I can't be in two places at one time. Do you want a man with some money, or do you
Look.
want a broke man that's with you 24/7? You got to pick
well,
and
if
choose.
you don't
your
take
battle.
a nap till that man get home, make him a sandwich, and then drop it down low and go to bed. Don't
I
wait
drop
a
it down low.
Right.
For me, but for me, and I know that I've said it before already that the family, the matriarch is from my hometown, which is it's an honor for me, like literally my hometown, and I just think it's amazing. Plus, it's in Texas. Just a lot of things are similar as part of my family dynamic. So I'm excited to see. We watch a lot of different shows, review a lot of different shows, and let's be fair, a lot of time it's a little bit on the ghetto side, some missile going on. So we actually are excited to see something that hopefully is a little bit different. And of course, it's gonna be dramatic in anybody's life is gonna be ups and downs. But I am loving the whole thing about the generational wealth, keeping money in the family. That's something I was attracted to as well. I'm liking how they want to save this for the babies and have something left behind, and just the story about that. So let me go ahead and the very beginning, like we went through the kids and with everything else, there is, of course, the whole thing with Lakeisha, the sister cousins. There's going to be some issues going on because you know how it is when you have somebody who's a different dad, a different mom, or whatever. There's always a lot of mess going on, so that's going to be dramatic within this season.
And on that, I'd like to know what the age difference is between it's Nicole, Lakeisha, and what's the other girl's name?
It was Lakeisha Nicole, the one that has the
right, but they got another sister.
Oh, you talking about
Monet.
Okay.
So I'd like to know what the age difference is between all of them.
Right. Yeah, that's actually a good question. I called them family already because they just really genuine like that.
Mm-hmm.
Just really talking to them and doing an interview with them. If y'all haven't seen the interview is up. I did interview the girls before the premieres. Please check that interview out, please. So the thing about it that with the granny, she ended up paying for the girls to, get into the real estate to follow, her lead. As far as a black woman getting into real estate and having that be her legacy, it's a different story that you hear, but still a good story, that you started so long ago when this is a man's business. Can imagine what she went through at that time period. To be able to fruition, her grandchildren are actually running it now. Now, Jaquita was actually a pharmacist and was making more money as a part-time realtor. I was like, man, mind her own business. My mama showed you all the time getting. She ended up leaving her whole career as a pharmacist to, get into that. So, I don't know what you think about that, Dean. I mean, it's
real estate can be a lucrative business. We see it all the time with all of the TV shows, and they got a whole HGTV channel and whatnot. However, you got to be putting them coins back because when there's a recession and ain't nobody buying houses, you got to have something to live off on. Just like Nicole said, she wasn't always selling $1 million houses. Her houses was in the 250,000 range, but she sold 51 in her first year. So most of the time, real estate agents typically get 3 to 6%, I think it is, on the sale, depending on how the structure is set up with the brokerage, or if you work for Keller Williams, or if you own your own, you might get all 6%. If you work for somebody else, you might get 4%. It just depends. But 51 houses times $250,000 plus 6%. That's a nice little piece of change.
It is. Real quick before we continue, I want to also the G1 and G2 people were like saying, what's the the difference on that? That's the way they separate their generation. So you got G1. So with Oscarine, and I finally got her name correct. And Frank, who just actually passed the year before, I think it's 2 years now. She was born and raised in Natchitoches. Oh, I'm sorry, born and raised. Sorry, she was born in Natchitoches Parish, but ended up being adopted and was raised in Houston. Frank is who she married was also, which is also like I told you, is my hometown. Was also born in Natchitoches Parish. I'm sorry, and we have generation one. And I'm assuming these are the children of Oscar and Frank, and then we have generation two, which is the grandchildren, the grandkids who are actually running all the things that is the real estate business, and then we got the babies with generation three. So I do like the family tree. I love thank you, Cassandra. I appreciate it. I really do. Thank you. I do. First of all, let me say to everybody in the chat, thank you, and shout out to everybody on Baby Reviews channel and also the Receipt Queens channel. You guys are welcome. Please hit the like button and subscribe to all channels, please, and thank you so much. What I want to say about this type of stuff, to be honest, the family thing, it means a lot to me. I grew up in the South, the family reunions, even when they was in the kitchen cooking the oxtails and things, because just like she said, we cook. She said, you see our hips, baby, period. Okay, the food was like, that's real life to me. Cooking in the kitchen and getting together, and it just,
and he wasn't lying about that brisket. He was not lying about that brisket.
Look, that was debate. That was debate.
I've seen the juice oozing out on the little cutting board. Mm-hmm.
I thought about that too. So I grill. So I was like, I wonder, everybody put sauce on meat when just maybe to cover up the something burned or whatever. Let's be real. That's how it goes. But so he was saying some things, but Abby, come on, mama. I mean, I know everybody came up in different, south, north, whatever, but the family dynamic of the show, what do you think about it? As far as we review a lot of reality TV, they'd be crazy. I'm just be real, and I'm sure it's gonna be some craziness in his. But do you see they're honing in on his family stuff? What do you think about it?
It's familiar. It feels very familiar, as like my family, because my family we don't do real estate. We have funeral homes.
Okay.
All over Florida. Mm-hmm. So I never entered my intellect to even get to go play with the dead people. That's not what the Lord wants for me. I talked to him about it, and he was like, girl, and I was like, but nope. All of it seems real familiar. Like when we have family get-togethers and all of those things, mm-hmm. it feels real familiar. And our family is huge because our G1s, which would be my grandmothers, there were 16 brothers and sisters, and all of them had children, which I consider my aunts and uncles, regardless of if they were actual second cousin, first cousin, whatever it is. Mm-hmm. That whole generation, those are our aunts and uncles. That's how we were raised. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then there was us. We're the first cousins, so all of us is cousins across the board. Right. So it feels very familiar to me. I got questions though. First of all, who is the daddy of the two girls?
Bubba. Frank Jr.
Frank Jr. Okay. Mm-hmm. So Frank Jr. is still alive, and other baby girl mama is still alive.
Mm-hmm. She was at the house.
Baby girl with the dreads, her mama just passed.
Yes, so she lost her mama and papa back to back. I was actually, when I interviewed them, I talked behind the scenes. I was like, everybody has that story, and I know my family, because I have to be, sometimes I'm not gonna be careful or anything, but the fact of the matter is, because it's my hometown and I got aunties and people who connected to people that they're people, I know people probably gonna be watching my channel, so I'm still gonna be me, but it's like you know what I'm saying, I don't want mama calling me like, your auntie said she, I don't want, I just can't. I'm be like, look, mama, tell me ahead of time. It's gonna be cussing, and I'm probably gonna be going off at some point. So just it's whatever. But I'm saying I don't put my business on Front Street by saying that everybody has had a cousin, as far someone's not married or whatever. Just different things, dynamics, especially amongst cousins. That's something. My grandmother had 16 children, so can you imagine all those kids had kids? So for us, it was no shade. There was, a little bit of drama here and there. And that's everybody's life, what I'm saying. So for them to put this on Front Street, I know, right? That's gotta be rough for Lakeisha, in my opinion. I know. I
Right.
was like,
I just want
to
the
me,
back.
like, I feel bad for her. I'm not gonna lie. Go ahead. And Nicole.
I just want the backstory on it to see like how it fits in or
Are
whatnot.
they the same age? Them two sisters?
No, I think Nicole is older than everybody. She's the oldest, even to Lakeisha. And Lakeisha feel like, if you notice when they took the pictures, how she was off to the side, and I don't think it was a deliberate thing, but because of her childhood and everything, she just always feels left out. That's her narrative. Where she, even she said at one point in time, nobody ever sat me down and said, "This is my auntie," whatever. She probably growing up didn't know there was an issue. You a kid, you don't know nothing.
Mhm.
You don't know anything until you're an adult, and you're like, "Wait, hold up, da da da." Then, a teenager, whatever time you find out, and for her, she was like, "Nobody ever told me." Everybody probably tiptoed around the topic during family get-togethers and blah blah blah. So now she's dealing with it. Her mama also passed. They didn't mention the father. So what I'm saying is that to say is she feel like I had no support. So I'm looking to y'all.
It's gonna.
for
It's
But
support.
I thought I could have
It's
sworn
gonna come
I
up.
saw in the
Wait.
coming up season.
Yes, it's
Coming
gonna
up,
come
and it
up.
was like you had two
Yes,
children the same
yes.
age.
Yes.
I think he means them two sisters, which would say to me that Mr. Bubba don't know how to keep his little Bubba to himself.
Yeah. She
Yes.
was the child that was had with somebody on the side or whatever. That's why he said Nicole had to
Right.
deal with her father having a baby on the side. So you have to add that in the
That
mix. That
dynamic in
my
too.
dad, my
So
daddy
that not
had
only
no
was there
hair. Like,
infidelity, but there was a baby on top of that.
so it's Nicole. If I'm thinking I'm Nicole, not purposely, I'm gonna feel some type of way toward this girl because, and Lakeisha feels some way towards her. She probably was like every Christmas holiday he was with y'all. Me and mom was here at the house with our tree, Charlie Brown tree, and Billy got two presents under the tree. I bet you got a whole,
Yeah,
presents and
that's where I like
songs
to
and all
see
kind
what
of
the
things.
backstory
I'm
is.
just saying. Well, that from what we're all talking about, what I've seen
Yeah.
and what they said, that's kind of the story.
Right, because
feel
when
like
she
she
came
got a
into the
family.
house, she called Nicole's mama. She said, "Hey, mama," and they had a little back and forth in the kitchen, and greeted each other,
Mhm.
and whatnot. And he was just kind of sitting there looking confused. But I mean, later on, like Abby said, we do see in when they said this season on. This whole situation does come to a head, and they said something about you had either two women pregnant at the same time or two women pregnant in the same year or something like that.
It's something like that. And see, and Nicole is the older, so you probably how it is. You know how this is a kid. At some point in time, what's going on. You hear mama, auntie talking in the living room. Even if you laying down on the pallet on the floor, you hear all kind of stuff going on growing up. So then the cousins talk. Well, I know that so I can't imagine what Lakeisha, because even the third episode I saw like a preview, it's gonna go down on the third episode with Lakeisha. I just saw
That would be like. Good. I told you this shit was familiar. So
Okay.
my dad
Mm.
was unfaithful,
Okay.
and that's how my parents' marriage broke up.
Mm-hmm.
And he left when the girl told him she was pregnant.
Okay.
Now, my father had a vasectomy.
Oh.
And when that little girl came out, she was a splitting image of her other brother and sister.
Mm-hmm.
The lady had two children by her ex-husband.
Mm-hmm.
She was identical to the other children who looked just like their daddy. But you want us to but you can't. That baby girl was raised that my father was her daddy. It is not, my God, it is not because her mama keeps perpetuating this lie.
Mm-hmm.
And she has never known anything different. It is not my place to tell this little girl that's not your daddy. But here's the problem.
Okay.
She's under the mistaken impression that we're siblings. Not so, beloved. Not so. I've heard call. She's with my dad's side of the family. I'm kind of close. I'm still close with most of my cousins, but I'm not as close as I am to my mother's side. And so I had a conversation with one of my male cousins, and he was like, "Oh, you coming home for the week?" I was on a home mission to come back home for a weekend. And he was like, "Oh, come and see his mother, who's my aunt, my dad's sister." And I was like, "Okay." And he was like, "And you don't want to see the little girl?" I said, "See her for what?"
Oh Lord.
I don't wait. I don't understand. I don't understand.
She's like,
why would I do that? Like when she was like, "Oh, she wants a relationship with you." That's a stranger. What do I need?
Oh no, not a stranger.
Nope.
I don't know. And then she's gonna be upset because it's up and stuck with her mother, between her mother and me. I tried to kill that lady.
Oh no.
We got into a physical altercation, and I tried to push her face through the windshield of the car.
Oh,
and the only reason why it wasn't up and stuck when I saw her the last time, because it was at my daddy's funeral, and the Lord had to tap me on my shoulder.
Not the Lord Jesus. The Lord
Jesus came down.
The Lord
in
had to come
person.
get me.
Jesus came down in person.
The Lordeth. Okay.
The Lord had
TH.
Yes. The Lord had to come and get me personally, tap me on my shoulder.
Wow.
And be like, "Do not push her into
not
the
tap me on
grave."
the Lord have mercy. Woo! Well, look, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, Abby, I'm not trying to say I promote this or anything, but violence or whatever you want to say, but I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm very petty, and when it comes to my family, if there was any kind of way that I had, I love my dad and I look just like him. If anything would have came out, someone would say, "Well, I just want you to know, it's already, baby, you came in my face, and I'm sorry to tell you, about to get punched in the face. I don't even know you. Who are you? I know my mom, my daddy, my whole life. You weren't there. Family pictures, you weren't there. Christmas time, don't remember seeing you. No,
he
ma'am.
Wasn't there. Hell, no, because he left my mom and married her mom.
Oh wow!
So for her whole life, that's all she's known.
Right.
So who is it? Far be it from me to be the one to, because your mama don't want to take accountability for what she did, and don't want to hold space for the actual truth. Baby, you not related to me. Like I know he's the father. He's your daddy in every sense of the word, except for biological. But you don't know the biological part. You think that's your actual daddy because that's what your mama's been telling you this whole time. Baby girl.
Now he is not the father.
He's not. He's not, and he never
Woo.
was.
Jesus.
And my mama was my mama is a listen. Look. Eventually my mother forgave him.
Mm-hmm.
So much so that she was there with me when we went to say goodbye and then cut the machines and stuff up.
That's how I know this show. That's how I know this season is going to be something else, right? Because they're touching on it in the beginning, but not too much. Right. So when we have the photo shoot, even with that, because we have Jaquita's husband Chris, who was taking the pictures and all the things, who is grinding, by the way. And I know that for a fact because I did the interview. Guess who I saw getting in it together? Her husband. The man grinds, period. Okay. So I'll just tell you from my own experience, he does. It was just, she felt left to the side. Lakeisha made a point of saying that. So I know they're going to dig more into that. But let's go ahead and move on because I want to talk about.
Sometimes they need to be left on the side because they not really. Okay, I'm gonna shut up.
Well, I want to go ahead and move a little bit like we talk about the husband. So Oscar Rayne. Oscar Rayne Braden. For one thing, I know that she can't really talk because she had a stroke that impacted her vocal cords, and I even found out through my own family she has something going on. That also, that's why she, what she went through, and so, but her story is so amazing, and what she went through, and it still be fly and still telling people what it is, what time it is. Y'all not for the move until I move, that type of spirit she gives. So, Dina, what's your thoughts, Mama? Because she my grandma so much. I miss my grandma. Ooh.
Let me go ahead and quote Ludacris. When I move, you move. Just
like that. Listen.
Because ain't nobody doing nothing without her approval. But yeah, she looked like she was a force to be reckoned with in her younger days. And she's still a force to be reckoned with now, but I know she was giving them hell in her younger day. I mean, you know, a Black woman owning businesses, you know, some thinking about some 30, 40, 50 years ago, already thinking about getting generational wealth for her family and just giving back to the community, giving people places to work, giving people places to own their own businesses and stuff like that. That's just amazing.
Yeah, it is.
Because
Go
these
ahead.
places that they're the land that they own and the places that they're renting from, I would imagine that at some point in time back then, they weren't able to rent spaces in places that are owned by other races. I'm just gonna say that.
No, you keeping it real. I mean, that's actually a true statement. A lot of that was hard for them, and so that's why I said for her to be doing what she was doing for this time period is amazing. That has to be had to been rough. So that's why I'm just going to saying this because I want hear from Abby. But the thing about it, I know the girls want her to not sell the land and keep it in the family. I go back and forth about this topic because she's looking at Alexis. I just had a stroke. All these things going on. My husband just died a year ago. I want to sell and sell this and give my coins to my kids. I want to see them enjoy the money, all these things, blah, blah, blah. The grandkids looking at it. Let's save it. Let's keep it in the family. Let's build some Parmesan. Let's make whatever. Let's get some whatever going. I want to hear your latest thoughts starting with Abby. Well, how do y'all feel about that?
I agree with the kids. Keep the land and develop it. And put all that equity into the land. Okay. And then because they're going to come to revitalize or gentrify whatever that area is. And if you own that land and have already done like the zoning and all that other stuff that needs to be done for the land, you can that land that's currently worth $800,000 can make you billions upon billions of dollars if you just invest in it and keep it in the family. As for Miss Oscarine, first of all, Mother Oscarine, I just want to say I understand your name because my grandmother's name was Tom Cena. I don't know what these parents were thinking with we just gonna feminize a man's name and that's just gonna be what it is. We just go.
Or they mix they two names. Like if her mom was her daddy and mama was named Oscar and Irene.
So they named her Oscar.
Right.
Oh,
I don't know if they was. I'm just saying that's what it sounded like.
Okay. Because if that was it, I would fight y'all and then we would have to change my name. Which oh Jesus. But yeah, I'm a big fan of Miss Oscarine so far. Her whole demeanor is the same as my grandmother.
She just doesn't play. And she's like, look, I know that I can't really talk, but y'all gonna hear me no matter what. You know, I mean, period. Like she just is a queen. But you could just tell even how her grandkids move. That's also from those same roots, you know. So and I'm with Abby as well. I think that in my opinion, I'll be fighting to keep the land. Let's build an apartment complex on here. You know, I'm not saying I want everybody, mama and the cousin, Boo Boo and Kim, becoming living here and we ain't making no money. It's gonna be a business, you know what I'm saying? Because I know family gonna be like, oh, I got somewhere to stay. I got a kid that can stay here. It turns in 5 years. No, it'll be a business where the profits will still be in the family, not for just us to just, you know, lounge in. So I think they should keep it in the family.
Isn't the land undeveloped at this point? So where they going? Yes. It's not like there's
I'm saying that if they decide to, let's say they build property on it, and in 5 years you got restaurants. Because for me, I'm like this: if I got restaurants and building a apartment complex, I'm not saying that I'm not gonna keep my family out. But I want to make a profit that goes into my family in some kind of way. So we all stay here for free. How we making money? So that's all I'm saying about that. I'm just.
Oh, I didn't think that when they said they wanted to develop the land, I thought they meant like we're going to develop it so we can put like a shopping center or something.
Yeah,
like that.
But I just said example. I just said example because they already have a shopping center. So they have. Shops. I would make an example because I know some family will do that. They will. The land is so big They can have apartment complexes and have a shopping center. That's a big ass land. So I was just saying that as an
He did
example.
say that there was a potential of 51 doors. So I don't
Mm,
know if those doors are shopping center, apartments, or whatnot.
right.
But since we all know that everybody's redoing, revitalizing areas, it would make sense if they put a live, work, play type deal there where you know you have the high rise, not maybe not so high rise in that area, but you know, nice amount of floors, and then you have the restaurants and the shops and stuff on the bottom and stuff like that. Now that would bring in some money.
Right. No, I agree with that as well. Um, guys, if you are a YouTuber or a content creator, I have like some emojis I made for my members. If you guys have a membership and you guys want custom made emoji, please hit me up. Members, please throw the Texas emoji in the chat for me, please, whenever we do this show or whatever. So yeah, I agree with you, ladies. You guys really have some good ideas as far as how to expand the business, how to make money with it. That land can do so
And
much.
she is very much correct when she stated
Mhm.
that it could be a $5 to $10 million project.
Yeah,
Now, with
yeah.
if they take some of like the equity and everything that they have in the actual real estate group and put that money into developing the land, and like I said, do some apartments or shops or you know whatever type deal there, then you know the income for years upon years upon years. Of course, you have to get the right tenants. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
That's what I was saying. Yeah.
To keep the property. But just like she said, when Lakeisha said, well, you know, we're all at that age, we can manage it. And she was like, oh no, we have property managers. We pay for convenience. So as long as you got the right people running the property, maintenance people keeping the property up, you can make money for a long, 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 long time.
100% because
I mean,
that's
down to G8, G10 will still
Right.
be making money.
So I want to jump right quick. Talking about Larry. They briefly Ebony made a comment about it. So the whole situation with Larry married to Nicole. He works 12-hour shifts. He's not really at home that much, and this has affected their marriage. There's all kind of opinions about the situation, and I know we are going to have ours as well. As far as the Nicole, I can look at both sides of it because I work overnight, which he does as well, and I work 11, 12-hour shifts. That's rough, and I'm just telling you from experience, having family, a guy in my life, my boyfriend, it can be a struggle because try to find time. I can remember even my kids, my mom. It can be a struggle to find that time because you're a zombie. The rest of the world got like, girl, you know what's going on? Even in my real life now, I'm like, girl, I was asleep. That's literally my answer for literally.
Right.
I don't know what the hell happened yesterday, baby. I was in the bed for like 12 hours. What happened? You know, I gotta get recaps and shit. So that's usually how it goes for me. So with that being said, and then also to being in her shoes, going to family functions. If you are a part of a big family, which I am, and you're constantly going to functions, everybody saying, "Oh, where Larry at? What Larry doing?" You know, regardless of what everybody can say, I'm sure that also is annoying. So I want to hear from everybody. Ebony, I think you said somebody earlier. What are your thoughts about Larry and Nicole?
I don't care how many times they ask me where my nigga at. The saying's gonna be, I say he
Oh.
at work.
Nope.
As hard as it is to find a good working man, let that man stay at work.
He at work. I'm gonna tip out here early. Yeah, I'm gonna bring him a plate by the job. I'll send him your best wishes. I don't give a damn about him being at no damn family functions. We have bills to pay. Shoot me. Shoot.
And then bills is not
That's a sensitive topic for me, who had a husband who was not a provider.
Okay.
And I always had to carry the load on my back. So when I see someone talk about, oh, he's always at work, I'd be like, what's the problem? I don't understand.
So can you look at the other side of the coin with that? Because I get that hearing you, and I received that as well. Playing devil advocate, look at the other side of that as bump the family function. Just wanted to see, the man you love, and yes, understand that he has to work, but you even get pushed to the side. And I get the financial part of it. Even if your man becomes a workaholic and maybe doing too much. I'm
Is he working 7? He don't have no days off. Never. He don't
they,
never have
they,
no
they,
days off?
it was a time she said he was gone for 2 weeks straight.
That's at the
I know at
beginning
one
of the
point his
marriage.
schedule was he works 2 weeks on and 2 weeks
Yeah,
off.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But now that he's at apparently a different position at whatever he does, is he working 7 days a week? He don't
I
have
don't know,
no
but
days
I don't
off?
know. I don't know by now. But I know
Listen,
she's there.
what I would do is I would max whatever days that he has free.
Mhm.
I would maximize the time that we have because I know that this is his sacrifice for our family, so that we are provided and protected. So I listen. It's whatever you listen, but I too am I'm very traditional when it comes to that type of thing, especially in my particular relationship. So I can only speak from my point of view.
Okay.
If you go on to listen, I will wrap my schedule around yours. We'll figure it out. If I know yours is the hard and fast schedule that don't really have the flexibility to move and do things that you need to do, I'll wrap my schedule around yours. I'll figure it out.
And then during those times too, if you have a limited amount of time to be with your spouse, unless it's like an emergency thing where y'all need to make a decision on something, it is not the time to be bringing up petty shit. Like let that be time to reconnect. You know what I'm saying? Enjoy the marriage. Now I understand there's gonna be times we gotta figure out who's going to college, what needs to get paid, are we refinancing the house? Like you need to separate the two. Like you need to have a scheduled time to discuss family business and a scheduled time to reconnect y'all's relationship and have intimate alone time. Don't merge the two.
Got you. Okay. I just wanted to hear everybody's opinion about it. I have never experienced that where I had to be the breadwinner, so I can't speak from that point of view. But I love to hear different points of view so I can understand why you would feel that way, Evie. But for me, never experienced it. But at the same time, I love attention and spending time is important to me. So I probably would be. Let me not go too far. I would be understanding because my man is providing, but also probably be a little bit irritated. I didn't see my dude, and that's just my personality, just period. But I understand what you ladies are saying at the same time. But I'm just gonna be honest.
But you can make it work because when you're a real estate agent, once you get to it, I understand. Like in the beginning, you may be grinding just as hard as him, but when it's in my opinion, it seems you're at the level that they are at. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, there's going to be times you got to go to meetings and this, that, and the third. But if you know, okay, I'm not going to, this little 5-hour period, I'm not going to schedule no meetings, no showings or whatever. Let me go home and rub my man feet or fix him a sandwich or something, and then take my ass back to work, baby. Have a good rest. Here's a massage. I ain't even trying to get none. Here's a massage. Love you.
Oh, no, I'm
trying to something to eat.
Not one. Nicole, Ebby said, "Now she want to go ahead and break out something real quick."
No,
I'm just saying. You might
that's for my edification, so I don't go to work and bite nobody's head off. Let me go on.
Right. Yeah. You might not want to mess your hair up before you go to the house showing later
I'm gonna
on.
put this wig right on the counter. It'll be fine. it'll be fine. But and as Ravine said, she's in real estate. She can make her own schedule, and depending on what time he gets home from his shift, I wouldn't schedule anything for maybe like. Say he gets home at 6. I wouldn't schedule anything for me to do work wise until like 10 o'clock in the morning. Nothing before 10, so that we can have that. Oh, you just getting home. Right. How was work? Did everything you need? I made you breakfast. Go take a shower, relax. Maybe we have a soft morning. It'd be soft mornings instead of soft nights. And I'll get back into bed and we'll have talking and hold hands until you drift off to sleep. And then I'll go take a shower and get dressed and go about my business. Leave you a little lunch and pack your dinner bag in case I'm not home in time for you to get back before you leave for work. But there's creative ways that you can find time, especially when you can make your own schedule to
Yeah.
make sure that y'all can always have a touchstone meeting, and
Mhm.
and even if it isn't happy fun time first thing in the morning, because first thing in the morning sex be listen.
Hey, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
Yummy.
Yes,
Okay.
listen. The
Let me tell
best
you
part of
something.
waking up.
Baby, let me tell you something. I'm no coffee. I'm probably taking another hour nap after this. I mean, it's gonna
Yes.
be the best nap ever. Like,
Kamisha, listen, I've been up since 7. I've been on the clock since 7 this morning.
ooh, girl.
I don't know how
This
y'all do it.
this is the end of a 70-hour work week,
Wow.
so that
Okay.
I could make sure everything is good before I leave
Right.
out. 'Cause
Yeah. I know. Yeah. A little bit to roll out. So really quick. Speaking of that, my July birthday sister, mine is also coming up July the 5th. Make sure you guys. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm trying to be funny. I don't know. So you catch me live. We'll do a little something, but I'm also gonna be probably drunk. Anyway, somewhere
she gonna be doing some bald head.
and wearing some pink. And wearing some pink, the fro gonna be, I'm gonna be. I think I'm gonna give me a little haircut, nails, feet done. I'm just gonna, pamper me a little bit. But
You gonna be stopping and bopping in them streets.
yeah. Well, the thing about it, I don't know because these are mine, so that's the struggle I have trying to put out of girl. I just don't.
Girl, listen, can I just say I threw on some quick press on nails. I was in the nail salon. Them people had already vexed my spirit doing my pedicure.
Wow, really?
And I was just like, I can't give you any more money. It's impossible. It's impossible.
It was that bad? Wow. See,
so I politely
struggle.
I hit the max limit on my spirit doing the pedicure.
Listen,
that made that piss off real bad. She was like, "Look, let me go ahead and get up out of here and go and get the press on because I'm finna go." So if I end up, but between the wash and the dryer,
right,
money for that happen, okay?
And we don't need no more viral nail salon videos on TikTok.
Oh my God, please! So we rolled to Jamisha's house. This is where they have the crawfish and the sister cousin conversation, right? Lakeisha is sitting there with huh? They look what?
Them plates looked a little bare. I don't know what was happening.
On
the old dishes they had.
Well, it's not a dish. Well, so that thing they had is like a tray in the South. They dump all the stuff in. That's just a tray that they have. But I mean, I don't know how much crawfish. Maybe they want to eat too much of carrot. I don't know. Let me not get into all the food thing. But anyway,
bought me 2 crabs and a piece of corn. I'd have had to fight them.
Somebody had a plate. I gotta find that picture. But somebody had Lakeisha had a lot. Cause I saw her scoop. Anyway, not a lot, but she had like it covered the plate thing. But anyway, so I know they come at Jaquita about drinking, but she was drinking a couple of beers. And second beer, she get crazy. So they was talking to Lakeisha, and they kind of had a moment before Nicole walked in. It was an emotional moment because she was like talking about I need you guys. I'm going through it. Papa lost my mom. So she kind of expressing herself and how it's kind of awkward with Nicole. She was just really opening up. When Nicole walks in, all of a sudden she just freezes back up. I feel like as soon as she walks in the door, there's something there where she's not comfortable with her sister. You could just tell.
Right.
And so she kept talking about this. They all talk about this wall that's between, that they put up that they have between them or whatever. And that was the whole trigger. So Dina, we've all been there drinking and having an argument with family.
I understand what was going on here because my daddy was a Rolling Stone. Okay, so I got 4 sisters and a brother. Wait, no, yeah, 4 sisters and a brother.
Okay,
I have to count. So, anyways, so of those, I have a sister by my mom. But anyways, of my dad's kids, there's 4 girls, 1 boy, and only 2 of the girls got the same mama. So he got baby mamas. And I think he was only married to my brother's mom. So there's a lot of dynamics going on here. So, and none of us, except for the 2 that got the same mom, all grew up in the same household. So this is kind of very relatable to me. When you don't grow up with someone, you don't know their mannerisms. Like one time they said, we were having a family thing going on. They were like, "Do you see all the shade in this email?" And I'm like, I'm just reading the email like it's a regular email. But then when they read it in that person's voice and pointed out the shade, I'm like, oh, okay, but I don't know their mannerisms to know
Gotcha.
if they're just writing or they're throwing shade. So I get when you don't grow up with, you don't know their mannerisms, you don't necessarily know when they're joking or when they're serious or when is a good time to approach them. And it is like walking around on eggshells because I don't really know how you feel about me. You don't really know how I feel about you. And we're just cordial, you know. I got one sister, we're just cordial.
Okay.
So it's
like
like
a business deal.
yeah. And then you got some that, hey, let's sit down and talk this out. Okay, you did this to me. I did this to you. I feel that way about you. You feel this way about me. Okay, how we gonna move forward? And some people are ready to have those conversations, and some people are not. So we're in hell. I'm 49, so it's just one of those kind of deals where when it happens, it happens. However, it does fall on the parents a lot, because when I had my kids, if their dad had outside kids or multiple kids before we got together, y'all all need to get everybody coming over spending the night.
Okay.
I don't care who your mommy is. Everybody come over spend the night. Because y'all need to know, y'all need to grow up. Y'all need to be able to pick up a phone and call your brother or your sister if you need help or whatever. Not like, well, I don't really know them like that.
Right. I love that.
I just feel like if you stranded in the middle of the night somewhere, you should be able, but I don't care if y'all ain't talked in 3-4 months, you should be able to call your brother or sister and get help. And I don't
agree.
want anything, prohibiting y'all from making that phone call. So
I agree with that.
So I get the whole dynamic that's going on right there. It's there's probably a lot of things going on. Somebody missed somebody's birthday. Like we were saying, like, was he splitting up Christmas or Thanksgiving time equally? Oh, you got a car when you were 16 and I didn't get one.
Exactly.
You got to go to college and I did. I'm not saying this is the case, but I'm just saying that sometimes even the smallest things, he took you ice skating and he never
can affect the child to an adult,
will affect the child, which breeds into teenage years to adult years.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. Even with family, like, okay, so for me, I always say, let me see, I can say this with my family, as far as cousins and stuff like that. I've always wanted to say, if we was to have a real conversation, they wouldn't like what I had to say, as far as how I feel about them and how I feel about how I grew up. As far as I was a military kid, so I always felt like I was an outsider when I would go home. Because I didn't live there, we lived everywhere, and they all had connections. And so imagine if we had a cousin that may have had a different, whatever. I won't put this stuff out there, but you're treated differently. And I just think and it'd be amongst the cousins, like the two girls, Lakeisha and Jaquita and Jamisa having the conversation. We all probably as cousins had those conversations that the adults weren't having with us or weren't having with the whatever, And a lot of time it'd be like you said, the baby mom don't want to talk to the baby mom, and the kids are even fighting because they going by what mama them doing. It's like, it just be a lot of mess, and it do be because of the adults, which is really messed up.
And what is crazy, like, I got a cousin and I'm closer to her than all my sisters combined.
Oh wow. And people have like their two cousins, sister cousins. I mean, I can't really say
they were saying the sister cousins, I was like, that's what you call that?
Yeah,
I'm with it.
It's a country thing too. I said a southern thing, sister cousin. Really, go ahead, Ebony.
I never heard that before, but I like it.
Because I have a sister cousin. My mom's little sister has one child. That's my cousin Sharonda, and she lived down the street from us. And my aunt used to work in Baltimore for the railroad. So my cousin Sharonda would spend Monday through Friday with us. And then when her mom came home for the weekend, she would go home with her mom. So we were raised like sisters. It was the three of us in one room. My sister had a full-size bed and there was a pair of bunk beds. I was on the top and she was on the bottom. So and to this day, I know y'all seen pictures of the four of us, and we always talk about it's the cousins, because it's me, my sister, my cousin Sharonda, and then my older cousin Kim. So we're with the 4 female cousins. You always see us, we having cousin lunches, and we go to brunch together every so often. We trying to figure out our schedules now to do another one when I get back. So I get that type of situation, but I also want people to normalize that just because they're a family doesn't mean you have to like them.
That's
You
true.
love
That's
them
true.
as your family, but some
family.
people, then you're just not good people and you're just not compatible
Hey.
with, and that's okay too.
And that is okay.
It is. It is. It
You
really
know, I
is.
love you. I just don't fuck with you like that. It's
That's
and
it.
and
It's
it's
what it is.
point blank period the end.
It is.
And you don't have. There's no hard feelings. It's not like we go. It's up when I see you or anything like that. It's just that
It's just not up.
we're just not compatible in that particular way.
Right. And it's
And, so,
okay.
and
Oh
I
my
feel
God.
like that. Nicole may be like, well, it's just that we're not compatible in that way. Like if we weren't related, you wouldn't be my friend and I wouldn't be your friend.
Right.
And
Right.
that and that's just it. You're not gonna be compatible with everybody. But I think baby girl is feeling a way and taking it as a slight because she's already othered because she's the
Yeah.
outside
Yeah.
child.
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
And what
Mhm.
she's taken as a slight to herself and her being as, oh, my sister, my family don't want me, my family don't love me. It could just be that it's just that y'all not compatible. And so y'all, and if you weren't related, y'all really wouldn't talk to each other.
Right.
Y'all only have dealings because y'all are family.
That's
So
it. That's it.
that's how it. I could be absolutely wrong, but that's how it comes off to me. Nicole loves her, but
She tolerates her, but
if I was choosing family, you beloved would make the cut because we just not compatible, and that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
well, I think that. Well, I'm hoping that maybe because she said she feels like it's awkward and that Lakeisha doesn't know how to approach her. Maybe that compatibility is not that. It's just they haven't had the opportunity, or maybe she's saying Lakeisha hasn't given it an opportunity to see if they are compatible. And also the blockage, the wall they speak of, because Nicole got up and left. She got mad at her cousin to take my mic off, all that stuff, because she's like, y'all don't get it. That wall, her wall, is, I'm sure, is attached to her dad. You have to understand, my dad had an affair and had a child out of wedlock. How can I love her? Because I'm mad because you had an affair with another woman and she's the result of that. So, that's a wall for her, I'm sure. Lakeisha's wall is, look, I'm just born. That's it. I had nothing to do with it. I didn't ask for anything. And so I'm being the one that getting crapped on out of all of this situation. Now, my mom, everybody gone. I'm coming to y'all because, hello. And the thing about it, now she's saying, I really need y'all. My whole life, we really hadn't talked, but now I have nobody. So, it's a tough situation, I feel like.
Yeah.
But I think that that would kind of either make them closer or break them further apart. I don't know. That's just tough. I feel like it's just tough. So that's the first episode. We got Houston. I'm enjoying look, my aunties and all them in my hometown really are gonna be watching this because like I said, there's some connections in the background. I know you did it. I think that's cool. That's how it is in these small towns in the South. Anyway, Houston and Louisiana are just like sisters anyway. So that's a normal thing as well. But I want to hear some final thoughts. We've already known the season's going to get spicy, of course. And even in our own home, we could say our family reunion. I can remember when the barbecue wasn't right, baby. It was a whole outlaw war in my family. So I'm just saying, it's a domino table game could turn into baby, what happened 20 years ago? And everybody holding back.
Don't let it be Uno.
Oh,
don't let it be an Uno
holding
fight.
back, holding back Uncle so and so, and holding back Auntie, and arguing over a Bible verse. I mean, stuff could happen. I know I've seen it. Y'all have seen it too.
My Uncle Joe flipped the whole table over a spades game and put everybody in the house. Baby.
Renee again, and somebody got to steal all your books, and you was about to win in spades. They finna shut the whole party down.
Look, completely. Like, look, y'all get the H out of here. Don't take a play with you. Get up out of here. Bye.
I got PTSD. They let me play at the adult table. They let me and my auntie Brenda played Bid Whist at the adult table, and we ran a Boston. Them niggas I never played Bid Whist again. I was so traumatized because they acted like their house note was on. I said,
not the house note. Let me tell you something. Dominoes in my family was a big deal. Like, you were thinking they were watching a poker tournament when you see my uncles are playing dominoes and the table shaking and domino flying as a child. I was like, this is how everybody play dominoes? No. So I'm just saying, love y'all, because I love y'all, miss my daddy. But those are the type of stuff, like even with the Abbey store with the spades, all that. Even just remembering going out of town and get to see my mom and them all give early in the morning, aunties cooking at 5 a.m. And I know all this food for to be eaten later on that day. I just
in 2.2 seconds.
Let me tell you something. Smelling, we are running the house. Close the screen door. I just right. Even though I'm getting yelled at.
Stay in or you gonna stay out?
Come on now, Dina. Is the street lights on? I'm getting tired of y'all run through this house.
Right. And y'all get you get the hot dogs and the hamburgers. Don't you touch them steak and ribs.
Baby, let me tell you something. Your chips and your Shasta soda.
Y'all out here running up all my good electricity. I'm not trying to air condition the outdoors.
Come on.
Oh, Jesus Christ, Lord have mercy.
Look, we all having flashbacks.
I just miss it.
Y'all better get over there and drink them little quarter hug juices.
Mm-hmm.
And stay out the soda cooler.
Who got the Cool Pops with the plastic cup turned upside down and the pickles?
No soda, because the first thing out their mouth, you got a job? Because you couldn't drink no soda in my house.
Man, not no shot. Who gave you a soda? Who gave you that? Your uncle gave you that?
First of all, there was two soda coolers. One with the name brand sodas and one with the check sodas.
Shasta. Oh, okay. One of the
Please get the kids can get the off-brand where it's not crushed. It's just called orange soda. That's what you get.
Jesus Christ.
That is what you get.
Or somebody made homemade Kool-Aid with that big old picture with the lemons on top. Somebody go, y'all drink whatever. Y'all kids, y'all good. The parents got all the good stuff, good drinks, beer, everything else. Don't go in there. Let me tell you something. My grandmother used this tobacco can, and one day I spilled that stuff. Let me tell you something, guy. I felt like my world was over. I thought it was over for me. I was like, y'all go ahead and get my usual together. I thought it was over with. I knocked that can of tobacco over. And when I heard clean it up, I said, you know what? Y'all can go ahead and whoop me now. Because that's not going to happen. It's not. The smell, I smell it from standing by the doorway. It's not. I'm going to throw up. So we got to clear throw up and the tobacco spit. So what we going to choose? We got to pick a struggle.
You lost me at the tobacco and the vomit. What?
No, I'm just saying because the smell was so bad. I knew if I had to clean up that stuff, I would have been sick everywhere. So Lord Jesus. Oh Lord. So anyway, any final thoughts, y'all? How y'all feel about the show? But this is the first episode.
I think it's gonna be a good show. And I just hope that they don't mess it up. I think the way that it's going, just based on the clips that we've seen from this season, that it's a good story to tell. I believe they're doing good things with the Braden Real Estate Group. So
yes,
I think that if it could, I mean, we're gonna have some family drama that's given. You know what I'm saying? But as long as it ain't cheesy as long as it keep it relatable, you know what I'm saying, and not having staged conversations and unbelievable things, then I think it'll be all right.
Well, I'm waiting to see. I'm really hoping they go show Natchitoches, my hometown. They show that on camera, I'm probably gonna cry because that's my dad's buried there. I would love Natchitoches known for meat pies and the festival. Yeah, I can look it up and find it. Abby, what's your final thoughts, Mama?
My final thoughts, Carlos, don't fuck this up. Amen. You turn it into piss. Absolute piss.
Lord Jesus. Okay. With that being said, we were doing real good the whole time. Go ahead and bring it down. Make sure I need y'all to go down and hit that like button and subscribe. Please throw the Cash App in the chat for all those who want to donate to the queens, the Black View of YouTube. Hit that like button and please make sure you subscribe to their YouTube channels. Please do that. Sister Ebony, can you make your way down to the pulpit, please? Okay, if you are from Houston, Texas, you already know what it is. If you new here, there's something we do here on the We Review panel.
All right. So if all hearts and minds are clear, dear Heavenly Father, it's again that we come to you as humbly as we know how, just thanking
Hallelujah
for all you are and all that you do. Now, Lord, this is a new show and they haven't got on our nerves yet, and we would like that to continue for the entire season, God.
Yeah, praise
Please
Jesus.
don't let this go too far left to where we like, I don't want to do this anymore because it's stupid. There get so very few many shows with us as the leads and the protagonists and all the things. And so we would like to be able to lift this show high and celebrate this family of Black excellence, God. Now, God, we ask for traveling mercy as I get on a plane in the morning.
Yes.
Just keep me and protect me and everyone that we're traveling with, that we get there and get back with no hassles and no troubles, God. And if you do these things, we'll be so careful to give your name the glory and the honor that it deserves. In Jesus Christ's name we pray, amen.
Amen. Look, Abby, I went ahead and go ahead and pull it out. That we got it out here, y'all.
Okay. Amen.
Especially with the trip. For sure.
Right.
Amen.
For sure.
And that's why I was like, look, okay, y'all, we about to be out of here. Y'all make sure y'all do pray. We'll be back. Hopefully, if we're not back, y'all know, but next Saturday for sure. We'll be back to talk about another episode. I know the third episode, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, is gonna be a little bit of drama, so we're used to it over here. I'm gonna go ahead and go out with the disclaimer, period. The views and opinions expressed on this panel are those of this panel and are for entertainment purposes only. Do not, and I repeat, do not try this at home. And don't whine in the comments when you don't like it.